So I wanted to pop on here to show you what I put in my wild camping backpack. Obviously it changes a little bit depending on how long I'm going for, so like an overnight trip will be different to 1 week or a 2 week trip. I started about 3 years ago. I weren't sure I liked it. Up until that point I'd always got cold in tents, not slept very well. I did want to get into it and that's why I bought the kit, but obviously I didn't want to pay a lot of money for it just in case I didn't take to it, because that made no sense to me. So I went out and bought the kit. I did a little bit of research, so I wanted lightweight stuff, comfortable, warm, but obviously I want it quite cheap as well. So I just want to hopefully talk you through the reasons why I picked the things, but also to let you know that you don't have to go out and buy like the really expensive kit when you're starting out. But yeah, just stick with me and I'll talk you through it all. So the backpack that I use is this one. So it's an Osprey 46 litre kite. It's got the chest and waist straps, like I think all Ospreys, to evenly spread the weight on your back as you're carrying it. 46 litre to me is perfect. You've got extra pockets as well if you can't fit everything inside it. This has been plenty for me for, so I did the West Highland Way over 5 days and I did the Coast to Coast over 8. But yeah, this is perfect. So in this back bit as well, I always take with me my hydration pack. So it's a 3 litre Osprey one. I don't always fill it up, and if I'm being honest with you, the only time I do take that is on wild camps, because once that's sat on your back all day, the water in that tastes grim. So on like a day hike I'll always take a bottle because it's just nasty, but it is water and you do need water, so you can use that obviously for drinking, so you don't have to take your backpack off. And when you've sat down at night and you want a meal cooking or whatever, get it out there, it's easy. So yeah, that's that. That's my backpack. Up. So this is my tent. So it's tiny. So it's Highlander Blackthorn 1-man tent. It says 1 man, but it's a short man because when I'm in it, I'm only 5'5", and to get my backpack in it as well, I have to put my backpack at the bottom of my tent and put my feet on the top of that to sleep in. I can't sit up. I struggle to get changed in it, but I mean it's tiny. So that weighs 1.5 kilos, and this was £45 off of eBay, like what, 3 years ago. But I think last time I looked it was only £55, so that's a perfect starting up place, like perfect starting up tent. If you don't mind being cramped up, or if you're short like me. So this is my camping mat. So it's obviously had some wear. That's actually longer than my tent, so I do have to, when I blow it up, I have to fold it under. Then obviously my backpack goes on top of that, and then my legs. This is about 600 gram. This has got an inflatable pillow in it as well, which is actually really comfy. I think it has got a slow puncture now, but it doesn't really bother me that much that I've got a new one yet. This was, I think, £32 off Amazon. So it's a deeply, I don't know, inflatable camping mat with pillow, maybe. Easy to blow up, quite small, so yeah. So my sleeping bag. So this is the one that I started off with. So this is the Ravescent 500. So this is a down-filled sleeping bag, which obviously means it's smaller. So that weighs just over 1,000 gram, so just over 1 kilogram. But obviously that's small and it's compact. This was my most expensive purchase actually. I think this was about £180 from Go Outdoors. But like I say, it has lasted me 3 years, and it is warm. Well, it keeps being warm to about 2 degrees. That's with just like a single layer on. Obviously I could stay warmer if I wrapped up more, but winter camps aren't really for me. The only problem with this one is, with it being down, if it gets wet, it's pretty much useless. So that is why I have just bought this one as well. So this is the Rab Solar 3. So this is obviously a synthetic filled one. Exactly the same heat rating, so it's just as warm as that one, but obviously it doesn't pack down quite as small. I think it's only 1300 gram or 1200 grams, so it's only just over that one. It's obviously bigger. But if this one gets wet, it still keeps you warm, which is quite nice in England, because obviously we do get quite a lot of rain. Obviously I don't take on both, I just take one. I've got my Rab Silk Mummy Sleeping Liner. So this was 40 quid. Oh, I didn't talk you through the price of that one, did I? This sleeping bag, so it's a synthetic one, it's the same, but this one was obviously a lot cheaper, so I think retail price is about 120 quid. But if you're from Derbyshire, it's called, what's it called? Mountain Outfitters. It's in Somercotes near Alfreton. It's a Rab Factory outlet shop, and I think I got this for about 60 quid. So honestly, it's the best place to go for anything Rab. It's perfect there. So yeah, 60 quid, absolute bargain for that one. This is my Rab sleeping bag liner. So this is a silk sleeping bag liner, and it actually cost me 40 quid from Go Outdoors. But the beauty in this is, because when I'm getting in my tent, in my sleeping bag, I've usually been out hiking, I've probably been swimming, I'm sweating, I'm not clean. So I get in this in my sleeping bag. So obviously after the trip's finished, I just take that out and chuck that in the washer, and then it's clean again. So it's not like you have to clean your sleeping bag quite as often, because that's the only bit that's really getting dirty. My Jetboil. So this is the Zip, I think. Jetboil Zip. So I got Jetboil because it was on special offer at the time. I think it was about £70. But obviously it is nice to have a drink when you're, like a coffee or something, when you're cold in the hills, when you just woke up. So yeah, basically take that off. This doesn't come with a spark, so I do take a lighter. But obviously that on there, put water in it, boil it up, and then yeah, you've got a hot coffee or hot food or whatever you want to take. Obviously my water filter, like I've shown you my day hikes. I won't go anywhere on a wild camp without that, because I am often away from civilization. Same as my head torch that I've still never used, but it's always good to have it, because just in case, isn't it? What if? My phone charger, battery charger, always 100%, charging my phone about 2.5 times, win-win. Don't forget your cable. Tick remover, because ticks love me. Never actually use these. Never had them. Just picked them out with my nails usually, but I think that was about 4 quid. So I treated myself one day. Sometimes if I'm swimming, usually on anything longer than a day hike, I'll always take my towel and my swimmers, because the amount of times I want to jump in the water quite often comes in handy, that. So this is my clothes situation, and obviously when I'm going, I don't hike naked usually, so I've got a set of clothes on, but I will always take a waterproof jacket. Ideally waterproof it, I never have, but waterproof it and then it is actually waterproof. Always a bonus when you want a waterproof jacket. A hoodie, or sometimes I'll take a down jacket, depending on how cold it is, but yeah, either or. I'll take, this is like for a long week, over a week hike, I'll take 2 shorts, 2 leggings, so whatever I've got on, just take that out of my bag. So 2 shorts, 2 t-shirts, 2 leggings. I'll probably take 4 or 5 sets of underwear, and because when I'm wild camping, like if I'm going for a week, I will sometimes break it up with a night in the youth hostel or a night in a B&B or whatever. So when I get to them stops, I'll wash all my clothes and dry them overnight. Usually I've got radiators on, drying rooms or whatever. And then obviously repack my bag, and then I'm good to go again for another few days. Other than that, first aid kit, do I take one? Honestly, silly, but the answer is no. I do take blister plasters and ibuprofen usually, just because if I get an injury I could take my ibuprofen, take the swelling down, and blisters are the only injury I've had yet. Yeah, probably not a good thing to say actually, is it? Probably should take a, but I'm just being honest, so I don't. I've always got my phone with me, so my phone's got OS maps on it, so if I get lost I can get out of trouble, and that's if I've got signal. If not, I just have to keep walking till I find something. And yeah, that's pretty much it really. So obviously when I'm on either a single day hike or a multi-day hike, I'll obviously take snacks, I need food. And an overnighter, I just take 1 or 2 meals. So you've got the adventure food, fire pot do one as well, so you can get them from Go Outdoors. They're usually on buy one get one half price, so they work out about £5 each, £4 or £5 each. They are now 600 calories each as well, so they are pretty decent like calories. There's always your pot noodle, obviously work out much cheaper than them because they're only about £1 each, but per pot, wow, 551 calories in that. I only thought it was about 200. So yeah, they're quite a good choice. And then protein works. So banging burrito, cheeky tikka masala. I've actually bought a tomato and herb one I think now, which I've not tried yet. But this is just perfect. So it's again same, just put it in your cup, fill it up with hot water and leave it for a couple of minutes. It just swells up and cooks and it's really nice. A serving of this is 380 calories on that one. Yeah, same on that one. So obviously you want double serving really if you've been out all day walking, get the calories in. But yeah, they're really nice. Then these are the coffee sachets that I take. Just some Nescafe, just because I like milk in my coffee and I don't want to be taking milk because after a couple of days it's going to go warm anyway, isn't it? So that's always a good call for me. A spoon and a fork, because have you seen the price of them titanium forks that you can get from Go Outdoors and whatever? They're about £30. So I stick with just them because I've got them in kitchen. And then this is my little camping mug from Bams and Bear. Use that for my coffee, my meals. It's just everything. Then that just gets rinsed out in the river, and I'm passing. Win-win. So yeah, that's all I've packed for my wild camps. Hope it's helped someone. Yeah, subscribe and like if you did like it. If you didn't, do it anyway if you like me.